This video will be about part C of the 2023 grade 5-6 Kangaroo contest. If you haven't watched part A or part B, I suggest you do it because that'll help you a lot. So anyway, let's get into the first question. The first question in part C is, the gear marked A is turned clockwise as shown. Which of the two boxes will move upwards? Now in these type of gear problems, I just want to tell you that whenever a gear is moving this way, like in here, the other gear will always be moving the opposite way. So now once we know that knowledge we can apply it to this. That means if this is going this way, this gear will be going this way. And then same for this, then it'll be opposite. Opposite forces react, I think that's a law. And they can work for string as well, as long as it's crossed. So the opposite of this is this. So that means that the force will be applied in this string where the 2 is. So that means the answer has to have a 2 in it. So that means it's not C or A. So now, now the next. Because we know that now this is straight, which means it's going to have the same force, which means it's just going to go to the same, like it's going to the same direction. And now this is going to be opposite, so that means it's going to go here. Then the opposite again, so that means it goes here. And the opposite of this is this. You can line them. So this is what I put here, and this is what I put here. So this is the opposite, so you can see. And it's pointing to this string, which is probably going to be lifted, which means 2 and 3 is the answer. A bit tough, wasn't it? In question 22, it says that Martha chose one of the 5 structures below and combined it with the structure on the right. The table shows the number of cubes in each column in the combined structure when seen from above. Which of these 5 structures does Martha choose? So, what they mean by this is that which of these structures have the same columns as this represented in the grid. So what I mean by this is, which of these have 3 columns? All of these have 3 columns, so all of these could be the answer. We also have to include the columns in this as well, just to tell you. So anyway, we already erased, so let's continue. We already put 3. Which of these have 2 columns? Instead of just going here and coloring this part, we could eliminate more if we see that only 2 of these have 2 columns, which means B, C, E, wrong. So now it says, which of these have 3 columns? None of them, so we have to color this. Well, now 2 columns, this has 2 columns. 1, they still have 1. 2, you can barely see it, but there's 2 columns here. 1 block of a column, so it's right here. And before we even go on to 0, we can already tell that it's going to be wrong, because when I'm at 1, that means all of the things are black now, right? All of these are colored, and except for this block in A. So, and we can't leave any blocks, which means D is the answer. In question 23, it says that Sonia and Robert are playing a game. They can alternately take 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 tiles from a pile of tiles. Whoever takes the last tile or tiles loses at one point of the game. There are 10 tiles left in the pile, and it's Sonia's turn to take some tiles. How many tiles does Sonia leave to Robert to make sure that she will win? So, let's just take out all the easy options first, which is E and D. The reason E is not the answer is because if Sonia leaves 5 tiles for Robert can just take 4 tiles and Sonia is going to have to take the last one. So that means it is not the answer. D is the same. If Sonia leaves 6 tiles for Robert, Robert can just take 5 tiles and there'll be 1 tile left for Sonia to take. So it can't be that either. In 7, this is the answer because if first of all, let's first do 1. If Robert takes 1 tile, there will be 6 tiles left, and Sonia can take the other 5 tiles, so that Robert can take the last one. If Robert takes 2, same thing, and it's the same for every single one, like 3, 4, 5, and yeah, that's all of the tiles. So that means C is the answer. 4 stakes are placed along a 120-meter track line as shown. What is the smallest number of stakes that should be added so that the track is evenly divided into sections of equal length? These are the stakes that we're talking about. So anyway, now we have to do a GCF formula. If you don't know this, then you better keep your eyes and ears peeled because this is very important and it'll help you in higher grades as well. So I do a multiple of 2. You could really do any multiple. I would prefer lower multiples so that it's easier to divide. So now the multiple that all of these numbers share, 12, 15, and 33, they share the greatest common multiple of 3. That's your only multiple that they share really. And then you divide all these by 3. And then none of these numbers share a multiple. So you just write 1 here and 1 on the bottom. So 1 on the side and 1 on the bottom. Then this is the GCF. So you multiply 3 times 2, which is 6. And plus times 1, which is also 6. And now the reason we needed this is because we get the 24 divided by 6. We get 4. Remember that in your brain. Do same thing for 30 divided by 6 and we get 5. Same thing for 66 divided by 6 and you get 11. So now we plus all of these. 11 plus 5 equals 16 plus 4 equals 20. This equals 20. But you might be like, okay, now that's the answer. Now let's just go to the next question. Nope. So this part, I'm going to call it intervals. We still have to minus it. So we have to minus these 3 intervals that I underlined. And that means that they're 3 intervals. So 20 minus 3 equals 17. So that is the answer. In question 25, it says, which of the following 4 shapes has the greatest area? The W, diamond, the crown, the lightning, or all areas are equal. So, the first thing you have to do, and you might be thinking, well, how am I going to count the area? Well, for example, imagine I put a square here. And these are the dots. The area of this is 4 because these are 4 lines connected by the dots. And we can apply that knowledge here, 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 and here. So let's first look at the W. There's 1 dot, 2 dots connecting it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's the area because it has 10 lines connected by dots. Now the diamond, we could easily just count this. 1, 2, 3, 4. The area of diamond is 4. For the crown, you might be fooled because you can't see any dots in these lines, except there are dots. You just gotta assume them. I'll just draw them for you so it's easier. So now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's how much lines there are. In the lightning, we just have to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10. So that means the crown has the most area covered, which means that is the answer. In question 26, it says, Peter has 2 coins with a number on each side. One of the coins has a number 7 on one side, and the other has a number 10 on one side. By tossing the coins and adding the numbers on the top of the 2 coins, he can get 4 results, 11, 12, 16, and 17. How many different numbers can be on the opposite side of the coin with 7 on the other side? So, just to make this clear for all of you guys, when they say how many different numbers can be on the opposite side, they're not saying which numbers can be on the opposite side. They're saying how many, like they said in the question. So we should always read the question very clearly. Now once you clear that out, let's see. So because there's 4 results, that means they flipped each coin times 2 times. So let me just draw it for you. So the coin that has 10 on it, and the coin that's 7. So now, once we know that, it's pretty clear because this coin made 2 numbers, as you can see, times 2, and the 7 number coin also made 2 numbers, and it says how many different numbers can be on the opposite side of the coin when you're talking about these numbers that they created. That means that 7 made 2 numbers. Says, in a second-hand shop, 2 hats are sold for the same price as 5 skirts. 3 skirts are sold for the same price as 8 t-shirts, and 2 shirts are sold for the same price as 3 caps. Which of the following collections is the most valuable? So now let's first start with the 2 hats. So 2H for shirt. 2H is equal to S for short for skirt. Skirt plus skirt plus skirt plus skirt plus skirt. So imagine that the hat is 20. Each hat is 20. So 20 plus 20 is equal to 40. That means that each skirt is 8. As you can see, 8 times 5 is also 40. So now once we know that, let's erase all of this. And that means that hat is equal to 20 and skirt for S is equal to 8. So now 3 skirts, as we know, each skirt is 8, so that means 3 skirts is 24. And there's 8 t-shirts, so we divide 24 by the 8 t-shirts. Why am I adding? And now we get 3. So now once we got that 3, that means for short I'll put TS. That is equal to 3. And now the next part of the question says 2 t-shirts are the same price as 3 caps. So as we know, we just figured out that 2 t-shirts are 3. So that means that 3 times 2 is 6. So if we divide 6 divided by 3, we get 2. That means a cap is 2 each. And now, once we figured all of this out, we can start doing the question. It says a hat and 5 skirts. So a hat's 20 and 5 skirts is 8. 8 times 5 is 40 and a hat's 20. So this is 60 right now. Now the next one is a hat, 3 skirts, and a cap. So a hat is 20, like we said. A 3 skirts is 24, and a cap is 2. So if we add all those together, we will get 46. Now for C, it says 8 skirts and 6 t-shirts. So then, because we know that skirts is equal to 8, we do 8 times 8, which is equal to 64. And now once we figured all that out, 64 plus 6 t-shirts, and each of them are 3 valued. That's 18 plus 64, which is 82. So this is 82. 37 caps, you just do 37 times 2. Really easy. 74, that's your answer. And finally, 3 skirts and 3 caps. So, and that would be 24, and that would be 30. So as you can see, C has the bigger value in this. So that is the answer. Hopefully you understand it. I tried doing it in a different way, so it'll be easier. In Kangaroo Land, the alphabet is used by the inhabitants, and it's only 3 letters: K, G, and R. On the west side, we see a crossword in Kangaroo language, right here. When completed, it uses 4 of the 5 words: K, KG, KGK, GRK, RGK, and RGG. Which word is not used? So I would say that as you can see, the starting K groups, and I'm gonna call them that because they start with K, like these ones. Both have 2 groups. Same with the starting R groups, like as you can see here. But the starting G group, it only has 1 group instead of 2. So it is odd. So that's why I would circle GRK to be the answer for the word that's not used, because it's the only one that doesn't have 2 groups. On question 29, it says, the teacher wrote on the board the numbers 1 to 15. She then split them in 5 groups of 3. The sum of the numbers in each of the first 4 groups was 25, 27, 30, and 31. In which group did she put number 4? So just to tell you, this is group 1. Group 1's number, this is group 2's number, this is group 3's number, and this is group 4's number. So, anyway, let's continue. So the first thing we should do is try to find out the first way how to get 25. There is multiple ways, but the way that's gonna get you every single number is 3 plus 8 plus 14. And as you can see, that equals 25. So now let's eliminate that. 3, 8, 14. Now we're left with these last few numbers. Now let's go over in group 2, which has the number 27. Now, the next thing we should do, a way we could do it is 9 plus 7 plus 11. So 9 plus 7 plus 11, and that would equal 27. So let's eliminate all of those, like I did. And now group 3, it's to get 30, you have to do 15 plus 5 plus 10. And you will get 30. And so now we have to erase all these. And finally, for group 4, that to get 31, you have to do 12 plus 6 plus 13. As you can see, I'm almost running out of space, but that equals 31. And as you can see, it didn't, and still didn't get the number 4. So that means if the first group didn't get the number 4, the second group didn't get the number 4, the third group didn't get the number 4, and the fourth group didn't get the number 4. That means the fifth group has to get the number 4. In the multiplication shown below, A, B, C, D, and E represent different digits, as you can see. If the multiplication is correct, what letter that has a value is equal to 8? So, first thing we should do is so the first thing is that the only, in the table of 3, all the way up to 9, the only number that has 1s in its unit digit is 7 times 3. So that means that E would equal to 7, because 7 times 3 equals 21. As you can see. So that means we have a 2 carried over. So now, in the trees table, we have to get a number that has a unit digit of 5, so that when the carryover plus 2 pluses to it, then it gets to 7. So the only number that has 5 in the up to 9 in the units digit in the table of 3 is 5 times 3, which is 15. So that means that D is equal to 5. And now we can't forget the carryover of 1 when we got 17. So now if because we know that D is 5, that means that the only number that has 4 in the trees table is 8 times 3. And that is 24. So that means that once we plus 1, we're going to get 5. And as you can see, C equals 8, which means C is the answer. And we're done every single question in the Math Kangaroo contest. I'm gonna do my next video about this Math Kangaroo in two more videos after this. Because my next video that I'm actually going to do is Lego. And so after 2 videos, you're going to see another math video. But anyway, goodbye. Hopefully you understand.